I'm Peggy Kelly and of the Mighty Santa Paula Times, and Happy New Year to everyone. It's Thursday, January 6th, and this is Good Morning Santa Paula. Our guest today is Jonathan Reyes, who is the Public Information Officer for the City of Santa Paula and the Management Analyst, and I'm sure being the PIO is a lot more fun than being a Management Analyst. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Peggy. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you too. So what's happening in our lovely Santa Paula?
Well, lovely Santa Paula, we're moving forward into 2022, right? And I think the last time we spoke, we were so excited about starting the new year and, kind of hopefully putting COVID behind us, but it looks like it wants to stay around a little bit longer, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I shouldn't have had that second bottle of champagne.
Right?
Should have saved it for this week. Yeah.
But I think we're all working through it. I did want to share today just some of the things that are going on. Residents may have heard that some of the other local cities have shut down their cities to the public, and we wanted everyone to know here in Santa Paula, we have set up for, if you're interested in doing any type of planning work or need to get a hold of community or economic development, City Hall, we're still all here, we're still working. We just request that you would make an appointment to take care of your business over there. And then the finance department window is still open to taking care of customers for bills and such forth as well. Our Parks and Recreation department, unfortunately, has had to postpone or hold off on continuing recreation classes at this time. And as soon as we get more information and we're able to reopen those programs back up again, we'll make sure to let everybody know.
Well, there you go. Is City Hall being impacted by absences?
Great question. There have been some sicknesses here and there, but they're not all primarily related to COVID. It's also just the time of the season. Unfortunately, people coming under the weather with the flu and such forth. So, but we're making sure that everybody's precautious and wearing their masks, whether they're in their offices or not. And we continue to ask the public, when entering public buildings or public spaces, to please make sure you wear your mask as well. We would appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, while we're on the subject of COVID, I guess that we were talking earlier that the test kits have now arrived and they will be distributed to all the local schools.
Yes.
So that's really good. And there's going to be two tests per kit, and be able to spread it around the household so mom and dad can be tested too. What is Santa Paula? There's something coming up tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
Well, that's a good topic of discussion, Peggy. Thanks for bringing that up. So the COVID test kits, as some may have found, it's been very difficult to try and get some COVID testing through the usual channels that we used to promote. And if anybody's interested, it's www.bcrecovers.org. And that has all the information from the county on where you can go to either get a vaccine, get a booster, or also get tested. But right now, people are trying to make an appointment for a COVID test, kind of a little backlog in the state, and the county have run into a situation where it's been a little difficult to set up testing through those normal channels. So as you had mentioned, right now, we just heard today that luckily enough, the county was able to secure for all K through 12 students in the county test kits to take home. So each child will be able to take home two test kits, which contain two tests inside of each. So you can not only use them for the children, but you can also use them on the adults.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no reason not to test at that point. So that's great psychology, Instead of watching TV, just go ahead and do your COVID test and, make it a family thing. And that really is important.
Yeah, and stay tuned. So trying to, the county is working hard, the state, to make sure that, testing kits are available. One of the other things that everyone should know is that, as you mentioned, the farmers market tomorrow, another opportunity to get on-site COVID tested. So that'll be happening tomorrow.
That's wonderful. Yeah. And what time's the market run? From 3 to 7?
3 p.m. to 7, and there's going to be it's about 1,000 test kits, but it is a first come first serve basis. So
Okay, well, that's great. Yeah, absolutely. People have to be tested. Now, what, I'm sorry, I just suddenly had a little brain surge. So anyway, so go ahead.
No, yeah, so that's another thing we just wanted to share with everyone. They took a little hiatus, the farmers market, of course, for the holidays, for Christmas and New Year's. But we're excited to let everybody know tomorrow they'll start back up again, tomorrow evening from 3 to 7. The great thing about a farmers market, right, is it's outdoors, it's in a beautiful location. You can come safely, get your fruits and vegetables and all kinds of goodies, right?
Tamales. They've got the best tamales in the world there, and other foods too. And the
Yeah,
weather
I
is
mean,
so beautiful. The weather is
right before they closed, I had to go get my share. I love the hummus over there from Brothers Hummus, so
Oh, okay.
made sure I stocked up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's going to be. I guess we're off to a more um, a more confident, but still kind of a rocky start. I mean, we know what we have to do as far as COVID goes, and it's just a matter of doing it. But things will continue to get better as time goes on. Have you felt any sense from the people that you work with or visited City Hall or anything like that, that they figure they're stronger this year now that they've left 2021 behind?
The good news I'm happy to share is that the majority of the people that I've spoken to that have had COVID recently, whether it's the Omicron variant or some of the other variants, they've actually been vaccinated. And they found that by being vaccinated, even though they did get COVID, it was almost like going through a typical cold or flu type of
Yes.
sickness, where you
Yes.
just get some of the symptoms kind of mild and you recover pretty quickly. So
Yes,
that is kind of the silver lining of all of this is that I think the people that are getting vaccinated, if you're out there, you're staying safe. It's helping with the unfortunate death rate that we had in the previous year.
yeah. Well, it's the same theory as with the flu shots that we get every year and have been getting for years and years. And that the flu shot doesn't guarantee you won't get the flu, but
Right.
you have less of a case of the flu.
Yeah.
And I think that I've known people also that were ill with COVID that were vaccinated, and they said, well, it was kind of like I had a mild cold, and I just went and got tested just because of my family, and it turns out that I was infected. So that is very good news.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And along the testing as well, I know that the Chamber of Commerce is working hard as well to not only they're the ones helping get the on-site testing occurring tomorrow at the farmers market. So I did want to acknowledge and thank them for their
Yes,
efforts
absolutely.
to take to help protect our community. They're also working on obtaining from the county test kits that you can take home, similar to the ones that the students are going to be receiving.
Yeah, well, they've been working all along with the county on that. Now, we do have kind of a troublesome thing where they've had instances in other cities, and I'm not sure if this is, I've had a few reports that people are popping up out of nowhere. They're not in a tent. They're not have a pop-up, which is maybe a false sense of security, but at least it shows you're just not going to run away,
Yeah.
without your pop-up.
Yeah, I've heard of those, right? So
Yeah.
unfortunately, somebody's always looking to try and make a quick buck
Yeah.
off the vulnerable. And as you mentioned, Peggy, I guess they're setting up tents or makeshift.
No, they're not setting up tents. They're just popping up out of the sidewalks, fully formed with test kits in their hand and charging for a test, and then looking at it and saying, "Oh, okay, you're okay," and that's it. See ya. And it's just kind of so people just have to really, and of course our audience is pretty sauve, as it were, but people have to really just ask a few questions. If it seems too good to be true, it is.
Yeah.
And not that I would think that somebody sticking a swab up your nose would be, a good thing, but still.
I haven't heard of any reports in Santa Paula yet, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely. I had a report on that yesterday, and I've been kind of looking into it. But like a lot of things that are shams and ripoffs and everything, and they should have a lot of signage if these places, and usually, and what they do is they let us know. They let the city know. They let the chamber know, and but it is important, and people are desperate, and unfortunately, that's when people come in that are going to come out that are going to take advantage of it sometimes. So anyway, so I think we pretty well unCOVIDed out. How about you? You know?
Yeah, yeah. No, I just actually went and got my booster today, so
Oh, did you? Good for you.
yeah, ready to go. So.
Yeah. Now I'm very interested. I'm excited about the sports park.
Yeah.
Heard anything new on the sports park? I know that they launched their fundraising over the Christmas holidays.
Yes.
And they're supposed to break ground soon, aren't they? As far as on some of the amenities there.
Yeah, so they actually, we had a little ceremony right before the end of the year,
Right.
you know, kind of a first digging and kind of shovel in there and get things started. And as you mentioned, the foundation has kicked off their campaign, and I believe in Santa Paula Times you can find the ad right on how you can kind of own a little piece, or I wouldn't say own, but kind of put your mark on the sports park,
Absolutely.
and help out our community, whether it's through, you know, maybe the donation of some funds to help, you know, you can put your name on a tree or a brick. I think there's some, what are some of, there's the chairs, I think, for some of the
benches and trees and all sorts of things, and a decorative brick walkway, and, you know, and also they could have the Jonathan Roy's Amphitheater.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and we talked about that actually earlier this week at the city. So there's still plans to proceed with all those different pieces. It's just not at the scale that we originally anticipated, just because of cost, the
of course
amount of costs that have gone up. But I'm really excited about that amphitheater. So.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that amphitheater too, because any idea what the seating would be in that? I know at one point they said 500.
Yeah, no, you know, I'm not too sure on that one, but I'm just excited to start figuring out how we're going to take advantage, you know, of the amphitheater to make sure that not only one, do we, you know, have a great space to do events for the residents here in town, but also how do we, you know, bring people and show them what all the great things that Santa Paula has to offer.
Absolutely.
So through music and the arts and all that, we'll be able to do that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've got a real potential venue right there with that park. Well, anything else, Jonathan, or do you think we've
You know, the only other thing I just wanted to share with everyone, this being our first Good Morning Santa Paula in the new year, is that there's been a little change you might have noticed on your street when you're out and about, and you might have noticed that your neighbors are putting out all 3 of their bins for the refuse. They'll be putting out, they might have been putting out their trash, their recycling, and also their compost or their green waste bin. And that's actually part of a new law that was started effective the 1st of the new year.
Oh, okay, there you go. And what are people supposed to do now?
Well, as part of the new law,
I know it's very simple.
Yeah, as part of SB 1383, you know, the law is basically trying to make sure that we go towards being a more greener planet and sustainable, and, you know, making sure that we're kind of taking care of things so that we don't end up filling the landfills. And what you can actually do now, the law is that you can now actually take your food waste from your kitchen and throw it in your green waste bin. Right. And now it's going to be part of a composting program with the state where they're going to be able to utilize your leftovers and help create compost.
Oh, absolutely. And I guess what they want people to do, they went from screaming at us for putting plastics in that bin to telling us now to go ahead and put food waste in a plastic bag, which is really a great idea, you know, and then they'll be able to easily sort it out.
Yeah.
Because one thing I was not aware of is food waste, I guess, is the biggest creator of methane in landfills.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
And that really hurts the environment. So, so they really want to get a handle on it and turn it into a good waste and not a bad waste, as it were.
Exactly. So, you know, next time you're out there and you see your neighbor, you know, don't think they're, you know, crazy by putting them all out. You're actually supposed to do that now. So.
Oh, and you know, speaking of crazy, I've had reports that people hear music now when they're driving down Main Street from the new paving.
Oh, geez. A musical tune?
Yeah, you know, it's like musical. So we're just, you know, the rumor mill has it.
You know, I've heard a little bit about that as well myself, and what I've heard is that it's the way that they've laid it down, and at least they're looking into it, but what I've heard is that as it slowly over time, as people drive on it, that'll help settle and
Okay, well, I was going to say, if they're going to have music, have it be the Beatles or something. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
Oh, that's too funny.
so funny.
Oh, that's too wild. Oh, Jonathan, we just never know what we're
Musical tuning sounds like Disneyland, huh?
Well, you could start charging those prices too to even get downtown. We could all retire, you know. Oh, that's too wild. Well, Jonathan, what a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, good seeing you. Happy New Year, Peggy, and looking forward to this year. And I'm sure we'll get the handle on things with COVID, and we'll put that behind us because we've got a lot of great things to do in Santa Paula this year. So.
Absolutely, I'm with you. And everybody out there, Happy New Year once again. Please make sure that you're vaccinated. Don't forget, you've got plenty of opportunities to be tested now. Don't pass them up. And be well, stay well. Happy New Year once again. And this is Peggy Kelly with the Mighty Santa Paula Times, Jonathan Royas, our PIO and MA, because I'm not going to say management MS. And we'll see you soon, okay? And thank you so much. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.